Hey guys, you're back with Fine Education, and today we are going to solve Business Paper 1 from May 2019. So, as usual, we're going to solve it in three separate videos. So, today we're going to start with section A. So, let's get started. Um, Number one, which one of the following is a short term source for finance? So, your options are retained profit, share capital, trade credit, and venture capital. So trade credits are basically short term because they have to be paid within 30 to 90 days. So our answer is trade credit. Which one of the following is a definition of an exchange rate? So as we remember, exchange rate is the price of one currency in terms of other. So that's B, the value for one currency in terms of other. Next, explain one benefit to an entrepreneur of buying a franchise to start a business. So it's basically an advantage an of opening a franchise. So one advantage for opening a franchise is that an entrepreneur could receive support and training. This means that they are less likely to make poorer business decisions, which reduces the risk of business failure. So basically, the employees will receive training from the franchisor itself. So he will receive training and support. So we are going to talk about, it's the same drill. First write down one advantage and then explain why it's an advantage and then analyze it. So this means that because of the training and support, they are less likely to make mistakes or bad business decisions, and this will mean that less risk for failure. That's it. And then part D, which talks about explain one way a small business could use market segmentation to target customers. So we are firstly going to talk about one single way in which businesses can use market segmentation. So we can talk about gender. So a small business can use market segmentation by gender. How we're going to talk about that. So different products can be targeted to customers depending on the age, and also if they are male or female. So we are going to talk about how products will be differentiated by female or male. That gives us 2 points. And then how this will lead to business being able to meet the needs for those particular groups of the customers. So as you can see, I'm not talking about the drill again and again, but because by now we know it. But the drill is basically first identify the market segmentation, one market segmentation, talk about how we are going to use it, and then analyze how it's going to be a benefit. And then for the next question, which two of the following are elements for the marketing mix? So payment, planning, price, product, profit. So 4 P's: price, product. Which two of the following areas are covered by employment law? Consumer rights, discrimination, e-commerce, health and safety, quality for products. Now employment law means for the employees, so discrimination in the workplace, and also for the health and safety of the workers. Okay, now table 1 contains information about a small business for 1 month. The business sold 340 units this month. So fixed costs, we have fixed costs, variable costs. Using the information in table 1, calculate the total costs for 1 month. You're advised to show your working. So for total cost, the formula is fixed cost plus variable cost. So fixed cost is 3600. It does not change depending on the level of output. For variable costs, we have $9 per unit, and they told us that we sold 340 units. So this, all of these will add up to 6600 euros. Now, explain one possible non-financial aim an entrepreneur may have when starting a small business. So we're basically in the chapter for business objectives, which can be financial and non-financial as well. So firstly, we will identify one non-financial aim, which can be that they may gain personal satisfaction, or another non-financial aim can also be that they will be independent, they will not be working under anyone. So let's talk about independence. So we will say that one non-financial aim that an entrepreneur may have is independence. Now, how is independence a non-financial aim? How is that a benefit? An entrepreneur will be able to make their decisions based on whatever they want. They will be in charge for running the business. And how is that a benefit? If they are in charge of running the business, they will be doing everything by themselves. They will be calling the actions instead of being told to as what to do if he was an employee. So he's not an employee, so he won't be told what to do. These are the reasons. Now moving on, part E. Explain one disadvantage to a small business of using qualitative data for market research. Qualitative data means categorical data, something which is not quantifiable. So what is one disadvantage for it? So just as we said, qualitative data is not quantifiable, it is non-numeric, so that is a disadvantage. Qualitative data is non-numeric. Why is that a disadvantage? Non-numeric, so this makes it difficult to analyze the data. We cannot really draw in much quantitative information from the data, so analysis is difficult. And why is that a problem? This makes it difficult to make business decisions based on the data, because by quantitative data we could make business forecasts and we could see, oh, we're going to make a profit, or oh, we're going to make a loss, so we should not go there, or we should go there. With quantitative data we do not really have any numerical evidence. We don't know what's going to happen, so difficult to make decisions. All right, now let's move on to question 3. So which one of the following is an example of a cash outflow for a small business? So bank loan is an inflow, personal savings is an inflow, raw materials seems like an outflow, receipts is again an inflow, so it's raw materials. Figure 1 shows information about the financial performance of a business from January to March. So these are my costs, as we can see, and these are my revenues. So using the information, calculate the total profit for the period January to March. So we are asked to calculate total profit. So the formula for profit is revenue minus cost. So we are basically going to add up all the revenues and subtract away all the total costs. So the total revenue will be, first for January it's 12,000, plus for February it's 14,000, plus for March it is 10,000. Take away the costs, so if firstly it's 8,000, plus for February it's 10,000, plus for March it's 12,000. So if we make all the calculations, the answer comes out to be 6,000 euros. So you add all of these, you get a value, you add all of these, you get a value, you subtract one from the other. Now for part C, um, explain one benefit to a small business of understanding customer needs. So we're going to talk about how understanding customer needs is an advantage. So firstly, if you understand customer needs, you will be able to understand what products they require, and you can develop the quality of your product to meet such customer needs. So developing quality. If I understand customer needs better, I will be able to develop my quality of the product according to my customer needs. Sorry. So how is this an advantage? If I am able to build the quality according to exactly what my customers want, that is a USP, a competitive edge. And if I have a competitive edge, this will allow me to gain more customers, which will eventually lead to larger market share. All right. Now for part D, explain one reason why it is important to include financial information in a business plan. So we're in the chapter for business plans, and we are talking about why we need business plans to include financial information. Now, if we include financial information in a business plan, it will definitely reduce the risk. So firstly, reduce risk or minimize risk, whatever. Now, how does it reduce risk? We're going to talk about that. So financial information such as cash flow forecasting can so cash flow forecasting is a method of financial information, is a type of financial information. So including that will mean that I can already identify potential problems within the business. So with a cash flow forecast, I can already identify potential problems within a business, and these will allow me to plan in advance for any of the failures. All right. Now for part E, discuss the importance of cash to the survival of a small business. So why is cash important basically? So cash is the most liquid form of asset, and having cash will mean that firstly the business can pay its suppliers on time, and it can also pay off its expenses on time. So pay suppliers on time, pay expenses on time, and then if I have a positive net cash flow, which means if I have cash in my business, I will be solvent. I won't become insolvent. If I have a negative cash flow and it's higher, then the negative cash flow is higher than my liabilities, then I will be insolvent. So having a positive balance keeps me solvent. And then we are going to analyze what we just wrote. So I can pay my suppliers on time. However, if I cannot pay my suppliers on time, my relationship with them is going to get deteriorated, and I will not be able to obtain goods on credit anymore. So we're basically talking about why paying suppliers on time is very important. So we're basically analyzing our first and second points. So to maintain good trust with suppliers, or else we're basically going to lose the trade credit. And why is having a solvent business important? Because if I do not have a solvent business, again I will not be able to pay my expenses, and this will lead to my business to shut down. So So that's basically it. We identify 2 points and then we analyze them, and that gains us our 6 marks. And let's check. Okay, so this is the end of section A. We'll be back next time with section B and then C. So until then, practice, 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 and we'll see you next time.